Okay fans, get ready to see your favorite tag teams do battle once again on Week 15's action on Chao Racing 2020. Everyone is pumped up and ready to go, so here's Brennan Channing to guide us all about it. Brennan, take it away! Alright, thank you Bo, and hello to all of our fans watching from home. It's another edition of our Tag Team Frenzy here on Chao Racing 2020, so grab a seat on your couch or on your computer decks, and feel free to cheer on all your favorite superstars in tag teams as they continue to quest to become the next great tag team champions of the Chao Racing universe. We'll be back for the first phase of the Chao Racing 2020 Week 3 action, right after we send one from this sponsor. Chao Racing 2020 is brought to you by Lay's Potato Chip Brands, where you can savor the savory of the classic brand or try our new flavors along the way to help you guide through your everyday steps. You gotta have Lay's potato chips no matter what. At this time, we present the first playoff rankings for the 2021 playoff season. And by way of said Brandon, Thomas Lincoln had a better winning streak, so he has the advantage over Zach Orson over 12-3 in the individual rankings. And as far as the tag team rankings go, Alvin Houston and Zach Orson had the advantage over Will Williamson and Chip Survey over 4-0. But it's anything goes for the Chao Racing universe, so let's see what happens this week. Back to you, Brandon. And with that happy thought in mind, let's start Week 15's Tag Team action. First up this week, we have the Police Jury, the defending Tag Team champions, against the Classic Go-Getters. That's Rusty Williamson and Casey Richardson versus the next generation superstar Antonio Bennett and Chris Schneider. As always, all races are held on the Yuma course, and here's a look at the lineup for the first race of the week. These tag teams are trained and ready to go, so who is going to be victorious? We're about to find out right now. Let's rock this place! And there goes our first two tag teams busting down the line, with Rusty Williamson off to an excellent start ahead in the competition. The two teams, the Police Jury and the Classic Go-Getters, making their way towards the palm trees, and from there they're going to shake down the palm trees to bring down that coconut-shaped fruit, and now they're going to eat the fruit, and Rusty Williamson and Antonio Bennett are dancing to the beat. And there goes Casey Richardson and Chris Schneider. These two Chao will be battling for the lead up in the front, as the next generation superstar Antonio Bennett will start the speed bus for the first race of Week 15's Tag Team action. And one of Silver Chao was going to ask number 1 to be exact. So now he will have to join numbers 2 and 8 for survival. And it looks like number 2 is going to be flying towards the water. That should gain a little bit of ground in the only one. As number 8 will take speed bus number 2, and he will pass number 1 for D-line. And look at this. We have two Chao who took a shortcut. The next generation superstar Antonio Bennett from the Classic Go-Getters, and Rusty Williamson, the on-the-way policeman for the defending tag team champion for the Police Jury. They will now have the right to battle for the lead as they make their way towards the Sapphire portion of the Yuma course. As we head back into number 8. That's a little bit more help for number 8 that time. And we have passed the 1 minute mark in this race. And I do believe, yeah, Casey Richardson is quarterback. So Chris Schneider will have control of third place ahead of KC for the current one. As number 1, who's trying to lead over the forward Silver Chao, takes the next command SBS. Meanwhile, Antonio Bennett is trying his best to catch up to Rusty Williamson, our leader for this current race. Rusty Williamson and Antonio Bennett are climbing up the stone wall, slowly but surely doing the best. And it looks like Rusty Williamson is quarterback. And number 1 gets back-to-back SBS. That makes it 2 in a row by 2 in a row for number 8 and number 1 respectively. Number 8, in fact, is getting left behind competition, and he's going to need a couple more speed busts to get back in this one. And this is the first of them that makes his first speed bust of the race. And Rusty Williamson trying to defend the lead over Antonio Bennett. Will it pay off? We'll find out soon enough. Next BS belongs to Casey Richardson. He is cheering on Rusty Williamson, trying to wrap things up over Antonio Bennett as the two Chao make their way towards the finish line. And he gets back-to-back spears, and his team's going to celebrate the win. Rusty Williamson holds on Antonio Bennett to lift the Police Jury for the victory. So they get the second win of the 2020 tag team season. Great teamwork by the Police Joey, as number 2 will close out the Speedway for this race. So, the Police Joey is trying desperately to have enough wins to come back next season. Yep, and with that win, they should be able to have a chance at all. Back for race number 2 after the word from On's message. Do not go away! Alright, Paul, fill us on the details for race number 2. Next up, we have Lewis Charleston and Dallas the Master Cavano versus Garrett Dayton, the Gunstar Master, and Steven Robinson. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a Chao race! And Steven Robinson's quarterback, which will give Lewis Charleston and Dallas the Master Cavano the 2-on-1 opening edge advantage. We'll soon find out if it will pay off or not for Lewis and Dallas. Right now, Lewis, Dallas, and Garrett are going to shake the palm trees to bring down that coconut shaped fruit. And now they're going to eat the fruit. And Dallas the Master Cavano is dancing to the beat. So it's Lewis Charleston versus Garrett Dayton for the lead up in the front, along with number 2. And who is going to get the first speed bus this time around? It's number 7, that's who. Trying to catch up a little bit. And right now, Garrett Dayton is going to be flying towards the water. So that means he will have a little bit of gaining ground in the UA1. There he is. He's making his way towards the other side of the water right now. As the superstar to get speed bus number 2 is Dallas the Master Cavano. He is trying to cheer on Lewis Charleston, who currently sits in second place. Lewis Charleston trying to catch up to Garrett Dayton in the UA1. As the next PS we made by number 7, that makes his second speed bus of the race. He will join Steven Robinson at numbers 1, 7, 1, and 8 for TOF all the way in the back. And right now we have passed the 1 minute mark, and Lewis Charleston is starting to feel the groove. He is rapidly catching up to our leader Garrett Dayton in a hurry. And who will get the next one? It's back to Dallas Cavano. That makes his second speed bus of the race. Wow, number 7 and Dallas Master Cavano are alternating speed buses as of right now. Poor Steven Robinson, meanwhile, is getting left behind in the competition. Number 7 seems like he also really needs some more help, and I mean right now. But who really got the next command PS? It's number 1, that's who. Meanwhile, Lewis Charleston and Garrett Dayton are still battling neck to neck, while Dallas the Master Cavano, Lewis' partner, is rapidly catching up to these two Chao in a hurry. Who is going to gain the edge when they get to the home stretch? We'll find out soon enough. Next PS belongs to number 7. That makes his first speed bus of the race. But he and Steve Robinson are still way behind in the competition. Especially to Steve Robinson, who is currently sitting in the last place moves behind number 7. It will be a miracle for Steve Robinson to catch up in hurry. Yep, he is going to wrestle along with number 8. As number 8 will leave Steve Robinson in the dust with the next command PS. Yep, Lewis Charleston is gone, ladies and gentlemen, and Dallas Cavano is guarding him in second place. Garrett Dayton will not have enough to catch up to either one of them in time. As number 2 takes next speed bus, Lewis Charleston and Dallas Master Cavano are our winners for race number 2. Dallas Master Cavano will barely hold off Garrett Dayton for second place. And number 2 easily crosses the lead of fourth with Chao with 4th place. As Steve Robinson will get the next command PS, but he will have to settle for no less. Well, at least he's leaving number 8 in the dust all the way in the back. Good job, Lewis and Dallas. You made things look nice and easy. Yeah, the 2-on-1 advantage pay off, and we'll be right back with another exciting race after we find out a word from this. And now we got an exciting race to affair where 2 teams look to continue their hot streak of gaining wins on the board to qualify for the 2021 playoffs. Alright, race number 3 will feature the license to drive, Alvin Sr., and last year's runner-up Zach Orson. They'll be battling with the Sheriff Outlaw Eric Crosby and Samuel Davisberg, and both teams have done really well for the past couple of weeks. In fact, Alvin Sr. and Zach Orson has won 3 straight main events in a row, including Week 12's action with Mickey Nelson and Charles Watson. They are currently sitting at 4-0. Eric and Samuel are also doing very well too. They beat out Corey Sanchez and JJ Nehemiah during that time. So both teams were definitely on a hot streak. But the question is, which one of these teams will keep up with the hot streak affair? There's only one way to find out. Good luck to these next two teams on a quest for victory, and please start the burns! And Eric Crosby's for the best. That means Alvin Sr. and Zach Orson will have a 2-on-1 advantage over Samuel Daysburg as they continue to go for an undefeated run, going for a perfect tag team season for 2020-21 season. They are 4-0 heading into this week's tag team race, and right now the Free Joe are going to eat the fruit, and look at that. Zach Orson is going to lead Alvin Sr. towards the upper hand. They have full control of this match because Samuel Daysburg is dancing to the beat. And I do believe I know what they're heading for next. Yep, Zach Orson and Alvin Sr. are both heading for the water, folks. And for the second race in a row, number 7 on the Silver Joe has won the opening toss. He's also heading for the water along with Samuel Daysburg and the ChaoEmperor Eric Crosby. They're trying their best to catch up with Alvin Sr. and Zach Orson up in the front. And who have the right to gain speed best number 2? It's number 1, who is singing the last place blues all the way in the bag and pack. I think he needs some more help, don't you think? By now, it is Zach Orson, who has control of the lead for his partner, Alvin Sr. They are making their way towards the sapphire portion of the of course now. And now number 2 desperately needs help gets the speed bus, but I think he needs a lot more help than that. And as we pass the 1 minute mark, Alvin Sr. was pausing from 1. So now he will be left behind from his partner Zach Orson at the EOT. That means he's going to need a couple more speed busts if he wants to catch up with the other competitors back in time. And this is one of them, but I'm pretty sure he's going to cheer on Zach Orson up in the front. Zach Orson has the lead, but here comes Samuel Daysburg trying to make a comeback here. It's a tight contest so far, and we'll soon know who will gain the edge later on in the race. Next BS belongs to number 7, and he's doing pretty well. That makes his second speed buzz in the race. All 4 Chao are climbing up the stone wall with all their heart and mind, but only one of those teams will walk away with a W. As number 8 of the Silver Chao will get the next command BS, and Zach Orson now has a little bit of breathing room ahead of Alvin Sr. and Samuel Daysburg, to say the least. Zach Orson trying to defend the lead, and here comes Samuel Daysburg, trying to make one last effort to stay alive with next Beamers, but I think his flying game is going to come up a little bit short. Alvin Sr. is going to join Zach Orson at the home stretch, trying to defend the lead over Samuel Daysburg. As number 1 takes his second Beamers, Samuel Daysburg won't be able to find an open hole to make the pass in time. Zach Orson leads Alvin Sr. for the victory. So they improved to 5-0 in a 2021 Dream season. It was a close contest indeed, Paul, but they had a 2-on-1 advantage, and it paid off like always. Congratulations to Alvin and Zach on a number 5 victory, and there's more something coming up. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back to Week 15's action here on Chao Racing 2020. Right now it's time to present a rematch from last year's 3rd place match of the Championship Series. That's right, it's the Warriors brothers, Owen and Eddie, against Corey Sanchez and JJ Nehemiah. In round 1, Corey Sanchez and JJ Nehemiah beat out the Warriors brothers to begin their quest for a 2021 playoff run. Of course, the Warriors brothers managed to get the win in our last tag team program back in Week 12. Let's see what happens this time around. Good luck to these two teams, and please start the race! Alright, so round 2 of the rematch from last year's 2020 Championship Series from the 3rd place tag team match is the Warriors vs. Eddie and Owen at number 3 and number 4, and Corey Sanchez and JJ Nehemiah at number 5 and number 6. These 4 are going to choose a palm trees to bring down their coconut cheap fruit, and now they're going to eat the fruit, and there goes Corey and JJ. Corey decided to go away, so he'll have to leave up to JJ for the cowboy. As the first to decide against Beat Best is Owen Warriors for the Warriors Bus, and it looks like he is going to be heading for the water along with JJ and Nehemiah. And poor number 2 back in the palm trees was dancing to the beat. So he has a long way to go to catch up with the crowd in a hurry. And it looks like he's going to be heading for the water. As Owen Warriors is already taking a huge lead for the Warriors Boys of the Cowboy as he opens this one up with back-to-back spears as he leads over JJ Nehemiah battling with his partner Eddie Warriors for second place. And number 8 will have the next command spears trying to stay alive in the game. Number 7 was positive 1-1, so he will have to battle with number 1 for T-Life all the way in the back. And the next spear is going to be made by number 2, who's been battling with number 8 for the lead over 4 switch on the back with 5th place. And we have passed the 1 minute mark at this race as Owen Warriors tries his best to defend the lead over JJ Nehemiah trying to get the revenge from the loss for week 3's action in the first rematch. Corey's just not too far behind, and he passes more as Eddie Warriors will get the next command because poor number 1 meanwhile is getting stranded in last place. Number 7 is also way behind the competition, but it is Corey Sanchester who will get that chance with the next command SPS, and JJ Nehemiah was scoring less, so he will have to drop down to 4th place all the way from the back of the pack. Who is going to emerge victorious? We'll soon know. Next PS belongs to number 1, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then. And look at this, Owen Warriors scoring the rest. That means Corey Sanchester will command on the lead. But here comes Owen Warriors with a first speed bus, catching up to his partner Eddie Warriors in the battle for second place. Well, Corey Sanchester's going to fly a little bit too far, but I do believe he'll still have enough to prevent Eddie Warriors from making the pass. Corey Sanchester has defended the lead at home stretch, and as his partner JJ Nehemiah takes the next viewers, his team is going to celebrate an easy win with Warriors Brothers. They're going to do it once again here, folks. Corey Sanchester and JJ Nehemiah again beat the Warriors Brothers. That was a fine affair by Corey and JJ. Well done. They get the 3rd win of the 2020 tag team season, hoping one step closer to reaching the 2021 playoffs. That's right, the redemption run is still alive for Corey and JJ. Coming up, we got more exciting action for you, but first, have a look at this. Okay then, the next race is going to feature our 2 fastest Chao of the 48 men's division roster. Take it away, Paul. I certainly will, Brandon. Yes, for race number 5, we have Rich Jennings and Gray Bakersfield taking on our 2 relatives from Mexico. That is Ricardo Cayman and Jose Egano. So let's take a look at the lineup as the superstars get ready to rumble or blast off into speed and light. Good luck to these 2 teams. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a Chao race. There goes Gray Bakersfield and Ricardo Cayman. They are off and running. Both of them are blazing down the tracks, trying to get a win, but only one of them will deserve to jot down a W on their scorecard. Who's it going to be this time? We'll find out soon enough. And right now, Ricardo Cayman is dancing to the beat. That will give Gray Bakersfield command of the lead for a short while, but hold everything, Ricardo Cayman is starting to make a comeback here, and he will once again catch up to Gray Bakersfield in a hurry. As the first superstar to get speed bus is number 1, and he will pass number 7 for the lead over the 4 Stewart Chao. And right now it looks like Jose Egano and the Silver Chao are going to be heading for the water. That will lead number 7 and 8 fighting for D-Life over at the bridges. One of them has speed bus to catch up with the crowd in a hurry, and it will be number 8 who will get that chance as he takes speed bus number 2 in his face. And it's a neck-to-neck battle between Gray Bakersfield and Ricardo Cayman. Gray Bakersfield helped bring Rich Jennings to the victory in our last program back in week 12, while Ricardo Cayman and Jose Egano look to redeem themselves from the tough loss from week 12. Who will get that chance to stay alive? We'll soon know as we head back into number 8. Almost falling off the top of the hill, but he stayed alive. And we have passed the 1 minute mark in his race. Rich Jennings trying to cheer on Gray Bakersfield, battling with Ricardo Cayman out in the front. Rich Jennings coaches in 3rd place behind the pack, and Rich Jennings will have the next command speeders. He really needs some wins for the season. He already got 1 win prior to this week's race, And right now, it is Jose Gano who goes to 4th place. He only has 2 wins for the entire season. He really needs help too. Anyway, number 2 will get the next week on SBS, and that'll be enough to take the lead over the Forest to a Chao. At numbers 1 and 7 are fighting to get the speed bus, so that way they can catch up with the crowd in a hurry. But it is number 8 who will get a first speed bus on this race, trying to once again gain the lead over the Forest to a Chao with 4th place. And Great Bakersfield is going to have a little bit of breathing room ahead of Ricardo came in, as Jose Gano will have the next come at SBS. Oh well, Great Bakersfield is going to beat out Ricardo came in, but it was still a fun race between the 2 fastest Chao. Great Bakersfield is going to do it again for week 15, as number 7 takes another speed bus. Great Bakersfield, which Rich Jennings for the victory. He beats up Ricardo Kim, who comes in 2nd place. So Rich Jennings gets his 2nd win of his 2020 season, and they improved to 2-3. They won 2 straight tag team races in a row. What a streak by these 2 guys. And number 1 will have the next come SBS. He would have no hope for surviving whatsoever. At point number 7, can just forget about this race. Alright, so 2 wins in a row for Rich Jennings and Great Bakersfield tonight. That's right, coming up, we'll have more exciting action for you, but first, let's hear a word from this. Alright, Paul, we got 1 more race to go before we have our halftime report from Jim Perkins. So, Paul, take this one away. Okay, closing out the first half of this week's tag team races, we have Raven Hill and Michael Creighton against Will Langston and Chip Survey. Congratulations to Will and Chip on securing our number 5 victory from week 12. They currently sit at 4-0 in their impressive 2020-2021 tag team season. Will they go 5-0 this week? We're about to find out right now. Best of luck to the next 2 teams, and please start the race! Alright. So will Langston and Chip Survey make it 5-0 this week? Or will Raven Hill and Michael Creighton get back on the right track towards the hunt for the playoffs? There's only one way to find out. As these 4 Chao take the power trees to bring down that coconut shaped fruit, and now they're going to eat the fruit, and Raven Hill is dancing to the beat. That will give Will Langston command on the lead. Will Langston will have the right to defend the lead over Michael Creighton as they make their way towards the amethyst portion of the upper course, and it looks like Will Langston's going to be heading for the water, with Michael Creighton right on his tail. And who is going to get the first speed bus this time around? It is going to be none other than Chip Survey who gets the opening toss this time around. And look who took a shortcut. Look who's vying for another chance to reach the playoffs this year. It's Raven Hill. And I do believe Michael Creighton's going to be having to win it. Yep. And in fact, here comes Michael Creighton with speed bus number 2. He is going to cheer on Raven Hill with all his mind and spirit. Oh, poor Will Langston really won the 5th straight tag team victory, but now he has a long way to go to catch up to Raven Hill in a hurry. It will be a miracle to make it 5-0 this week, as the next speed bus will be made by number 8, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then. Meanwhile, Chip Survey is sitting in 4th place, and we have passed the 1-minute mark in this race. Chip Survey does not want to let Raven Hill spoil their undefeated season this week, and right now he is approaching the sapphire portion of the upper course, as he will get another turn. That makes his 2nd speed bus in the race. Poor number 1, meanwhile, is getting stranded in last place still. Number 8 is also left behind the competition. He also really needs the help of the crowd, and so is number 2 as well. But back to Chip Survey we go. This time he goes for consecutive, but it's going to be too late to catch up to Raven Hill. Raven Hill has got this one in the bag, and now we're going to move one step closer towards the playoff redemption this season. No doubt about it, folks. Raven Hill is at the movie portion of this lovely Emerald course, and Michael Creighton's going to pull this one away with his 2nd speed bus. He is going to cheer on Raven Hill as he approaches the finish line. Raven and Michael are going to move one step closer towards the playoff redemption this year. Raven Hill leads Michael Creighton for the victory, and that will give the first loss to Will Langston and Chip Survey. Oh well, 4 wins in a row was pretty good, but now it's time we have to settle for a loss. As number 8 will get another turn, that makes his 2nd speed bus in the race, and poor number 1 is still singing the last place blues all the way back. as number 8 will make the pass for number 2 as he gets back-to-back speeders, making his first speed bus of the race. And that is going to do it, folks. So Raymond Hill and Michael Creighton beat our undefeated Will Livingston and Chip Survey. That's right, they move one step closer towards a playoff redemption this year, and we'll present the second half of our tag team races in a moment. Right now, though, let's hear a word from Nix. So, you have just heard the halftime report from our very own ChaoEmperor Sports anchor Jim Perkins, and we thank him as always for all his support. Now let's continue with Week 15's tag team action. Alright, Brandon, starting on the second half of our tag team races, we have Orlando Avesta and Adrian Regina squaring off against the Cowboy Benny Moen and Jerry Lang. Good luck to these next two teams on a quest for victory. And let's rock this place! So these two teams looking to add another win to their collection, after both of these teams did a fine job getting the victory from Week 12's action on our last tag team program. Now they're trying to keep up with a hot streak this week, and might not afford y'all going to eat food. And there goes the Urban Cowboy, Benny Moen. He is going to have command of the lead over his partner, Jerry Lang, who is battling with a couple of silver child for second place. And as Benny Moen heads for the water, it's Adrian Regina who's going to start the speed bus for this race. He's taking the bridges to the Moen. And right now, Jerry Lang is going to be flying towards the water, and he'll be joined by number 8. As the superstar to get speed bus number 2 is number 7, who's going to pass numbers 1 and 2, who are both good best. And yes, indeed, someone has paid off their shortcut strategy. It is Orlando Avesta. So, with that shortcut, Orlando Avesta has given Adrian Regina the lead as number 1, while the next command is trying to catch up with number 8. Right now in second place, we have the Urban Cowboy, Benny Moen. We are approaching the 1 minute mark, at Benny Moen trying his best to catch up to Orlando Avesta up in the front, as the next BS we made by Jerry Lang, who is battling with Adrian Regina for third place. Adrian's going cheering on with Orlando Avesta up in the front, and a couple of silver child numbers 128 are all battling for dear life all the way in the back of the pack. But it is our leader of the silver child, number 7, who will get another turn that makes his second speed bus to the race. Meanwhile, Orlando Avesta is safely in the lead, with no opponents to worry about for the current moment. I do believe he is going to lift Adrian Regina for the victory. Yep, no doubt about it here, folks. Next BS belongs to number 8, who is catching up to number 7 for the wheel of the 4th silver child. Oh well, Benny Moen's not going to win this one today, but it's always another time for Benny Moen. He's doing pretty well, alright, that's for sure. And who will get the next command speed bus? It's going to be Jerry Lang. That makes his second speed bus to the race. Orlando Avesta making his way to his finish line with a big lead over Benny Moen, and he is going to get the job done once again. As number 7 takes the first speed bus, you'll get tying one up for Orlando Avesta, leading Adrian Regina for the victory. Benny Moen will come in second place, and Jerry Lang will take third. And number 7 gets back to BS. That makes his 4th speed bus for the race, and he is going to kiss the silver child goodbye in the dust, especially to number 2, who can just forget about this race. Congratulations, Orlando and Adrian, on the job well done. Yep, the hot streak continues tonight. Let's hope to keep it up on our next program. Back in a bit, do not go away. And while the fans are showing some tag team spirit for all of our teams from their homes, let's hear what Paul has to say about race number 8. Okay, but in this next one is going to be a daddy. It's the 2018 Rising Stars champion Bryson Dawes and his partner No One Else, taking on Ricky Nelson and Charles Watson. Both teams are in tip-top shape, but which one of them is going to walk away with a victory? We're about to find out right now. Please start the race! Okay, so as of right now, Bryson Dawes and Noah Helms are going 3-1, including their impressive victory during Week 12's action, while Mickey Nelson and Charles Watson are only 1-3, trying to get their second win of the 2020 season. They're trying desperately to get wins on the board, while Bryson and Nolan are trying their best to reach the playoffs this season. And right now, Ricky Nelson and Charles Watson, yeah, they are going to have the upper hand for the cardboard, because Bryson Dawes and Nolan Helms are dancing to the beat. And it looks like the 2018 White Sox champion Bryson Dawes is going to have control of the first speed bus on this race. And take a look at poor number 8. He was dancing to the beat back in the palm trees, so now he is stranded in last place all the way in the back of the pack. He is going to be heading for the wildcard board as speed bus number 2 in this race will be made by number 7. Try a good chunk of speed bus, and look at this. Bryson Dawes, who is going to rest for a moment, took a shortcut. So now, as he wakes up on his sleep, Bryson Dawes will command the lead for his partner Nolan Helms. And he will be making his way to the sapphire portion of the Emerald course right now. Good strategy by Bryson Dawes so far. And Ricky Nelson will have the next command because he was shocked. His team had the upper hand for a while, but now he gave away the lead to Bryson Dawes after he took a shortcut. Anyway, we have passed the 1 minute mark, and Charles Watson trying to help Ricky Nelson get the victory. And number 8 will get the next command speed bus, and that was a good speed bus right there, and he passes number 7 for 6th place with possible one. And poor number 2 now drops to last place all the way in the back of the pack. And down goes number 7 for the count. Both of these two and Chao really needed some speed bus if they wanted to catch up with the crowd. But let's head back to number 8. And now he takes the lead over the 4th to Chao for number 1. Meanwhile, Bryson Dawes is currently having a commanding lead over Charles Watson. I believe he is going to continue his run towards the 2021 playoffs for the tag team season. Yep, next speed bus belongs to number 7. That makes his second speed bus of the race. And right now we have a three-way battle between Ricky Nelson, Nolan Helms, and Charles Watson. But this race is all about Bryson Dawes up in the very front. And number 7 gets back-to-back because that makes 2 in a row by 2 in a row for number 8 and number 7 respectively. Bryson Dawes is making his way towards the goal line, and he and Nolan Helms win this one over Ricky Nelson and Charles Watson. As the next superstar to get speed bus is number 2, who is singing the last place blues, and that is going to do it. Charles Watson will have to come in 2nd place, and Nolan Helms, with another victory up on his board, will take 3rd place, congratulating Bryson Dawes at the finish line. So, Bryson Dawes and Nolan Helms are now at 4-1 in the hunt for a 2021 playoffs. That's right. Will the hot streak continue on our next program? We'll soon know in the only one. Lots more fun out of this announcement. Stay tuned. And welcome back. We still have a couple more races before we get to our main event, so here's Paul to tell us all about this next race. The next race will feature Jason Hill and Thomas Linklater taking on Kai Hugelson and Jeff Norris. So as of right now, Kai Hugelson and Jeff Norris are the only tag team in the roster that have yet to get on a board for the season. Will this be their time this week? We're about to find out right now. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a Chao race! Alright, so there goes Jason, Thomas, Kai, and Jeff making their way through the starting gates. And a couple to a Chao going to rest by the way it looks at it. Right now the 4 superstars are going to shake the palm trees, and they're going to bring down that coconut-shaped fruit. And now they're going to eat the fruit. And there goes Jason Hill, Thomas Linklater. They're going to have a 2-on-1 advantage over Kai Hugelson for the count moment. And where we'll be heading towards next, it looks like Jason Hill is going to be heading for the water. As the first superstar to get speed bus is number 1. And right now Jeff Norris is going to be heading for the water, trying to maintain some ground in the only one. There goes Jeff Norris making his way towards the other side of the water. And it looks like Jason Hill was going to rest. And now Jeff Norris is going to rest as well. And so is Warner Chao. As Jeff Norris wakes up for us now, as he takes speed bus number 2 for this race. Right now it is Kai Hugelson behind the other competitors. He is currently battling with number 7, who has the lead over the 4th Chao, as we head back into Jeff Norris. And we're approaching the 1 minute mark pretty soon. And right now in the lead it is Jason Hill with Thomas Linklater battling with Jeff Norris for 2nd place. These Chao are now approaching the Sapphire portion of the Emerald course, and it is a good contest so far. And let's find out who will get the next command speeders. And that next speeder is made by Thomas Winkler, catching up to Jeff Norris for second place. Meanwhile, numbers 2 and 8 are getting stranded, battling for T-Life all the way in the back of the pack. And it looks like one on the silver Chao is 24-1. Yep, number 2 to be exact. He is getting pissed off from the other competitors in a hurry. Who got the next one? It's Kai Hugelson trying to catch up with the other competitors. Right now, Jason, Thomas, and Jeff are in a freeway battle for the lead as they climb up the stone wall. Ooh, the competition is heating up by the way it looks like. Yep, they're now on the top of the wall as number 2 will get some help from the 2 Super Chao who are desperate to need help. He can release number 8 and us. Which one of our tag teams will come on top? It's a close one still. We'll find out soon enough. Next PS belongs to Kai Hugelson. Now makes his second speed bus on the base. And look at this. Jeff Norris, who desperately needed some wins, makes a pass from Jason Hill. As number 2 will get his second speed bus. Jeff Norris now has command of the lead, and he is going to hold on for the victory. Jeff Norris leads Kai Hugelson for the victory over Jason and Thomas. So Jeff Norris ends his losing streak and gets his long-awaited second win of the season. Kai Hugelson now has 3 wins up on his sleeve, as number 1 will cross on his POS. So Kai Hugelson and Jeff Norris are on the board for the first time. That's right, all tag teams are on the board as of right now, and there's more assignment coming up. Stay tuned. Alright, time for race number 10, and who do we have again, Paul? It's TJ Edwards and Timothy B. Jackson for race number 10. Tonight they'll be taking on Kevin Forrester and Danielle Heenan. Last time in week 12, TJ and Timothy got the win over Tyler Foes and Sonny Brantley. Let's see if they can do it again for week 15's action tonight. Here's a look at the lineup, and let's go on to the next 2 teams on the quest for victory. Everyone's all popping and ready to go, so here we go! And the 4 Chao are off and running from the starting gates like we always do to begin each and every race here on Chao Racing 2020. And one other thing to note, no matter how well these Chao will fare, remember the motto we always stick with. Anything can happen in the Chao Racing universe. No matter how we fight our times during the COVID-19 pandemic. And right now it is TJ Edwards who's going to have coming out of the lead. Timothy P. Jackson was scored West, and Daniel Heenan was possible one. And who got the first few on his base? It's Kevin Forrester who just went to rest. Now trying to catch up. And it looks like Timothy P. Jackson is going to be flying towards the water. And take a look at number 7. He is getting left behind. Well, he's probably going to join number 2 who was scored West. As Daniel Heenan will take speed bus number 2, Kevin Forrester's partner. Right now it is Timothy B. Jackson who has a commanding lead with his partner TJ Edwards joining him on his tail. As the next speeders were made by number 2, trying to catch up to 7th place. Right now he going leaves number 7 in the dust. We are approaching the 1 minute mark, and number 7 is getting stranded in last place. He is going to need a couple of speeders to get back in this one, and this is one of them, and he will pass number 2 who was possible. Meanwhile, back up in front, TJ and Timothy are sitting in the 1st and 2nd places respectively. Good race so far by these 2 Chao, but remember the motto we always stick with. And who will get the next command speed bus? As Kevin Forrester rapidly catches up to these 2, it's his partner Daniel Heenan that makes his 2nd speed bus of the race. And down goes number 2 for the count, so it's number 7. Number 2 and number 8 are battling for TY behind number 7. One of them has to get speeders to catch up in a hurry. Who's going to get that chance to stay alive in the game? It's number 8. So he will be number 2 in dots for the 2nd time in this race. And back in front, Kevin Forrester is the new leader after Timothy B. Jackson went to rest. But hold everything, here comes Timothy B. Jackson with the next command speeders. Kevin Forrester trying to defend the lead over Timothy at the home stretch. Will Timothy find the open hole? We'll soon know. As the next speeders will be made by number 2. That makes his 2nd speed bus of the race. Looks like Kevin Forrester is going to hold on for the victory. Timothy will not be able to find a hole to make the pass with Kevin Forrester in time. Kevin Forrester lifts Daniel Heenan for the victory as number 1 will have the next match because that's going to do it. So in a back and forth affair, it is Kevin and Danielle who come up on top. That's right, they won this round, but we'll see what happens next time. Lots more fun after this announcement. Stay tuned. So we're almost ready for Week 15's main event. That's right, Brandon. Coming up in the next segment, Donald Reynolds and Luke Green will be facing off against Kenny Days and Bobby Kay in this week's exciting main event. But first, for race number 11, we have Frank Bonataro and Ben Henderson taking on Tyler Foltz and Sonny Brantley. And there's looking the lineup for race number 11. As final preparations are being made for this week's tag team main event, let's see who will prepare in this one. Everyone is on the clock, and please start the race! Alright, Frank and Ben will be taking on Tyler and Sonny for race number 11, while Donald and Luke prepare for their main event against Kenny and Bobby in the next segment. These two teams are off and running heading into the palm trees, and from there they're going to shake the palm trees to bring down that coconut-shaped fruit. And now they're going to eat the fruit, and it looks like Frank Bonataro is going to have full control of the lead for his team because the other three Chao are dancing to the beat. So Frank Bonataro is going to have the upper hand for the current moment, and it looks like he is going to be heading for the water along with number 1. As Tyler Foltz, the AC gambler from Atlantic City, wins the winning toss, he is also heading for the water, and he is going to make the pass for Frank Bonataro for the lead. And right now, Ben Henderson and number 8 are getting left behind in competition, as number 1 will take speed as number 2. He is going to be joining Frank Bonataro and Tyler Foltz as they battle for the lead up in the front, making their way towards the top of the hill at the current moment. And who will get the next command speed buzz? We're about to find out right now as they enter the Sapphire portion of the Air course. It's Sonny Brantley who will have the next command speed buzz. Wow, he was way behind competition. He really needed the speed buzz. And right now it is Ben Henderson who is doing his best to catch up to Tyler Foltz and Frank Bonataro while we're number 1. As we head back into the fanfare newcomer Sonny Brantley. That's back-to-back speed buzz for Sonny Brantley. Meanwhile, Frank Bonataro and Tyler Foltz are battling with number 1, making their way towards the stone wall on the come one. But right now, all eyes are on Sonny Brantley as he gets a third consecutive speed buzz, still trying to catch up in hurry. Meanwhile, poor number 2 is getting stranded in last place, all the way in the back of the pack. Number 2 is trying to catch up with Sonny Brantley for dear life. I think he really needs a speed buzz, and I mean right now. But it's number 7 who will get that chance as he catches up to number 8 at Ben Henderson. And right now, back in front, it looks like Frank Bonataro is going to rest. So Tyler Foltz will come in on the lead, but here comes Frank Bonataro catching up to number 1 with next speed buzz, and number 1 pauses for 1. Tyler Foltz and Frank Bonataro are battling for the lead. And here they come, heading into the home stretch along with number 1. And as Sonny Brantley takes another speed buzz, making his 4-4 space, it looks like Tyler Foltz is going to celebrate. He has the lead on Frank Bonataro, and he is going to win this one. And once again, Sonny Brantley goes for consecutive, as his partner, Tyler Foltz, beats up Frank Bonataro for the victory. And number 1 with a dominating affair with a force of a Chao will come in 3rd place. Good domination for number 1. And who got the next one? It's number 8. Didn't get a lot of it that time, but at least he's leaving the other competitors than it does. Oh well, Sonny Brantley will still be a winner. He's going to congratulate Tyler Foltz momentarily. As number 2 finally gets a speed buzz, that will put Sonny Brantley in last place. But it doesn't really matter. Sonny Brantley's going to walk away with a victory because Tyler Foltz came in first place. That's right, they deserve a victory. And after this message, we will find out who will win Week 15's Tag Team Main Event. So don't touch the remote, there's more excitement coming right at ya. Alright, Paul, let us not delay and quickly present this week's Tag Team Main Event. Okay, for Week 15's Main Event, we have last year's runner-up, Donald Reynolds and Luke Green, who won the first Tag Team Main Event back in Week 3, as they take on Kenny Days and the Bobby Main and Bobby Kay. Our main event is presented by Lay's Potato Chips, with many great brands including classic sour cream and onion, and a few new varieties to try out. Always trust Lay's for a good snack on your everyday lots. Everyone is on the clock, so without further ado, let's pop this place! And Donald Lennox is for the West. That means Kenny Days and Bobby Kay will have a 2-on-1 opening edge advantage over Luke Green. Will it pay off? We'll find out soon enough. Kenny and Bobby seems to be the better team as of right now. They are currently 3-1, while Donald Lennox is at the 500 mark at 2-2. Right now in the free I'm going to eat food, and Bobby Kay is dancing to the beat. So it's Luke Green versus Kenny Days for the lead up in the front. And where will be two Chao heading towards next? It looks like they're both heading for the water. As the first superstar against Beatless is Donald Lennox, who was dancing to the beat back at the palm trees. And number 2 was going to West. So now he will have to drop down in the last place all the way in the back of the pack. Now number 2 has a long way to go when he wants to catch up. He is going to be heading for the wall, folks. And who is going to have the right to get Speedbus number 2? It's Kenny Days, who was one of the Days players for the Chao Racing universe. And right now, it is his partner, Bobby Kay, who has a commanding lead over Luke Green, who is our defending world champion for the 2020 season. Bobby Kay doing a pretty good job, alright, maintaining a huge lead ahead of Luke Green. As the next BS we made by number 8. That was a good speed rush right there, trying to gain the lead over the Forester and John in the back. Numbers 1 and 2 trying to catch up and hurry, and number 8 and number 7 are both taunting for a moment. As we pass the 1 minute mark in space, as number 8 gets back-to-back speed bus. Meanwhile, it is Bobby Kay who continues to dominate over Luke Green as he climbs up the wall. Good race so far by Kenny Days and Bobby Kay. Hopefully they'll have enough effort to make the playoffs for 2021 at the end of the season. Right now, it is number 7 who will get a turn now, as he takes the lead away from number 8 for the Force of Chao. And right now, Luke Green might need all his help from his fans watching from the TV sets and the webcams. I don't think that is going to happen at all. Oh well, there's always another season for Donald Lennox and Luke Green. Let's just say they had a good time making it this far, like always. Next BS belongs to number 2, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then. Right now, he could release number 1 in us, and Bobby Kay has just about this all wrapped up in the bags. Bobby Kay is going to lead Kenny Days to the tag team of the week for Week 15's main event. As Donald Lennox will get his second spears once again weekend for his nest, Kenny Days and Bobby Kay are Week 15's tag team of the week. They win Week 15's main event over Donald Lennox and Luke Green. Luke Green will have to come as the runner at second place. Oh well, there's always next time. And number 8 will get a third speed bus, and poor number 2 has no hope for surviving whatsoever. As the last speed bus of this race will be made by number 1. So, congratulations to Kenny Days and Bobby Kay for winning Week 15's main event. That's right, they're coming back in 3 weeks to try to do it again. And we'll be right back with more information after we hear one from this, so stay tuned.